How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another automotive news video, and today is going to be a pretty sad video, as a couple days ago now the CEO Tim Knuskes, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, that was probably very terrible on my part, but the Dodge CEO did pretty much announce that the Hellcat production is going to be ending in 2023. Now, when I say the Hellcat production, I literally mean pretty much all Hellcat vehicles. So every single vehicle that has a Hellcat drivetrain in it. So the 6.2 liter supercharged V8 that we know and love is no longer going to be a thing. Now, obviously, it's going to continue in the aftermarket community. There's still going to be, used cars out there. And I'm sure, again, that a lot of aftermarket companies might make their own crate engines and kind of either like refurbish Hellcat blocks and completely build up brand new ones from scratch, or do some other sort of substitute. But Dodge has actually announced that they're going to be trying to pretty much be substituting this Hellcat powertrain with e-muscle EVs, which is very odd. But anyways, we're going to talk about that a little bit more in a second. But looking at this Car and Driver article, you can see the title. Again, they're pretty much announcing the end of the Hellcat in 2023. And that is because they're actually going to be planning to make it a fully electric muscle car in, I think, 2024. So yeah, you can see that. Yeah, in 2024, they're planning to launch an electric muscle car, which honestly to me makes no sense. And it's going to be called E-Muscle, and the concept car will actually be revealed in the first half of this coming year. So hopefully we see something in, the spring. And honestly, like, I'm definitely not really excited for this, to be completely honest with you. It's a real bummer that they're going to be stopped making these Hellcats. A couple days ago, actually, I just released a video where I was talking about the new kind of jailbreak editions for the upcoming year Hellcat Red Eyes. And even in that video, I did say that the Hellcats have been around for a while now, and we've seen something similar to like an R35 GTR, where it's a fantastic platform. It's a great vehicle, but being around for like a decade now, they could have definitely used a refresh. Something like maybe changing up a powertrain or whatever. Unfortunately, though, unfortunately for a lot of other muscle car fans as well, it looks like that refresh and that new powertrain is actually going to be a fully EV powertrain. So now I do think that the switch over to EV is definitely going to be detrimental for Dodge in the first few years. I feel like it's almost inevitable now, with all the other manufacturers going to EV and trying to pretty much rebrand their entire lineups for EVs or plug-in hybrids, and Dodge is kind of really late to that part. I feel like, again, in the past like decade or so, Dodge has pretty much just been focused on like stuffing a Hellcat engine in every single possible vehicle that they make. Now, although I did previously state that I do think that this switch is going to be detrimental for Dodge in the first few years of the switch, in the long run, again, it's something that I feel like they just have to do with all the other manufacturers going electric. But looking further on into this article, this is something that was kind of like a still shot from the Dodge E-Muscle teaser. It looks like something that's a retro, maybe like I don't know if that's like a side silhouette or what, or if it's like a front grille silhouette. But apparently the electric vehicle that they're going to be coming with, the electric muscle car, is going to have a kind of modern retro design. So as we can see, and this is something that I feel like I previously stated, but the Hellcats are found in Challengers, Chargers, Durango SRTs, the Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawks, and of course the Challenger Demon, also the new Ram TRX. Now, I don't know if they're going to be rebranding all of those vehicles to be, electric vehicles. I don't know if they're going to have, completely fully electric Challengers, Chargers, Ram TRXs, Trackhawks. Like, I honestly don't know. No one really knows right now. This is pretty much brand new. And I would really love to see, I mean, just as a muscle car fan, I'm not a huge like Mopar fanboy specifically, but I would love to see them kind of stay with an internal combustion, even just like a naturally aspirated V8 for the, you know, maybe for just the Challengers or maybe just the Chargers. I really, you know, don't want them to make their entire lineup fully EV. I could see, you know, maybe them doing like a SRT Performance Trackhawk EV or like an SRT, you know, Performance Durango EV that's not a supercharged gas guzzling V8. But I would definitely like to see some of that purity kind of stay with the Challenger and Chargers. To me, just like seeing an electrified muscle car, it just really is a muscle car. Muscle cars are about large displacement, loud, obnoxious, raw power, and you know, I mean, mind you, EVs are awesome. Like it's a different type of vehicle. I feel like you almost can't compare the two. The performance that we're seeing out of some of the Teslas, like the new Tesla Plaid, and even just like other EVs. Like I recently just did a review on a Volvo XC40, a recharged pure electric, and that was like an SUV, and I don't know, I forgot the exact power numbers, but the instantaneous torque that you get, it felt like it was really, really trippy to drive because it was the first EV that I've actually ever driven in my life. But it was definitely a very, very cool driving experience nonetheless. Now, another quick mention of this article, you can see it right here. There are even rumors that Chevy will be replacing the Camaro with an electric sedan. Now, again, like if you guys have been subscribed to my channel, you guys know that I have a 2008 Mustang. So out of like the big three, you know, GM, Mopar, and Ford, I'm definitely more of a Ford guy, even though I tend to appreciate all different domestic brands. I really, really don't want to see the Camaro getting just replaced with an electric sedan. I don't want to see the Challenger and Charger getting replaced by muscle cars. And I mean, honestly, like as much as I really don't like the Mustang Mach-E, and I don't like how they use the Mustang name for basically just an electric SUV, I would like to see maybe GM and Mopar do something similar to Ford, where they might use the name, again, even though I don't like that whole like, you know, using the name to market it. Hopefully they can potentially, you know, make like an electric Challenger, Charger, or Camaro, and then still keep, you know, an internal combustion engine V8 version or trim of that vehicle. Again, I don't like, I don't know, it feels wrong to me to kind of put these domestic car names on EVs, especially considering just the overall reputation and the, you know, history behind muscle cars. Now, one could also take this and kind of argue it and basically say that, hey, you know, this is kind of the domestic performance cars trying to be at the forefront of technology and the forefront of innovation. And I guess that's a good talking point. But again, you know, muscle cars haven't always been necessarily the best performance cars, but they've always kind of just been raw, you know, cool to just sit there. Like muscle car, there's a funny saying, like muscle cars can intimidate on idle. And if you have an electric muscle car, there's no idle. Like it's quiet all the time. You're not gonna get a big lopey, like cammed out V8. It's just kind of sad, especially to see like these Hellcats go, because a lot of people, especially Mopar enthusiasts, really consider these Hellcat vehicles to be like Dodge's kind of like last hurrah at keeping, you know, the traditional muscle car alive, where it's, you know, just a heavy boat with a crap ton of power and just an obnoxious engine in it. And although on paper you can potentially get that same thing out of an electric muscle car, I just don't think you're going to get the same emotion and feeling out of it. I mean, I remember back when I reviewed a 2015 Hellcat Charger, and that thing was just a blast to drive. The supercharged one was amazing. It struggled to maintain traction on the road. Like, even though it was a boat and it couldn't, you know, handle that well, it was still just an absolute blast. And a big part of that was the sound of the engine, the exhaust note, and of course that beautiful supercharger one that we've come to know and love in the past decade of the Hellcat. So unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a goodbye for these Hellcats. Now you can still get them up to, you know, the 2023 model year. So if you're on the fence about purchasing a Hellcat vehicle, I definitely say pull the trigger, because even if you get a newer one at more of like an inflated dealer price, I do think that these, you know, last few years of production, they're going to be the ones that really hold their value and kind of skyrocket in value in the future when they kind of become collectible cars. So I guess one, you know, word of advice for me, definitely go out and get one if you're, you know, of course, on the fence of purchasing a Hellcat vehicle. But like always, let me know what you guys think of this news. Obviously, you could tell, like, I think this really sucks. I hope they kind of kept going with this. But yeah, let me know your comments down below. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, definitely be sure to subscribe and like this video. It helps me out a lot as a smaller YouTuber. But like always, thank you guys for all the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.